Hi friends, Arthwellapot here, bit of an unusual one for you today. I've found myself here in Far Harbour. Now I wouldn't normally come here. I haven't done most of Far Harbour. I don't usually get very far into the DLC. But I've been sent here by our friends at the railroad, believe it or not. That's right, this is Randolph Safe House, and we've got to clear all the hostiles at Beaver Creek Lanes. So I've had to listen to the detective agency radio. I've had to go talk to Ellie. I've had to go and talk to the Nakanos, travel to Far Harbour. I think that's the third Furious Combat knife I've got. Let's grab plasma cartridges. Anyway, long story short, too late. Here I am in Far Harbour. Okay, that legendary enemy didn't have any legendary items. I think I've done Beaver Creek Lanes once before. From memory, it's a fairly straightforward dungeon with a glowing one at the end. And it's the glowing one that pops off the quest. There's a unique weapon here, and a lot of lore around a guy who went off to war and then got critically injured and could no longer bowl the way he loved to. This is a bowling alley, just in case you'd missed it. There you are. Now, since my last episode, I've been grinding a few levels. I've upgraded my my snazzy suit. I've got a couple more. What was that? A couple more additional perks. You'll notice I have Critical Banker now. Critical Banker is a really handy perk, particularly with something as AP friendly as an automatic pistol. Now there'll be a heap of ghouls around here, but there'll be mostly ordinary feral ghouls and fog ghouls. Feral ghouls and fog ghouls are functionally identical. There's no real difference between them. I guess that one's going to come down here at some point. I've got to find my way. Hello. Thank you for showing me the way. Probably shouldn't have used one of my criticals there, but I've still got another one banked. Looks like there's... bad guy on the other side of these lanes here. Okay, so there's the stairs up. But let's go and have a look at a few things. I probably shouldn't pick up too much junk here because I'll need to go back to the Commonwealth before I can drop it off. I haven't yet worked out how to unlock a settlement in Far Harbour, and yes, I know, don't at me, it's probably not particularly difficult, I just haven't done it yet. Like I said, I haven't done most of Far Harbour. I've done a bit of exploring around the island and found some of those locations, but I've never gone particularly far through the through the actual quest line. If you're new to this game, I'd suggest getting that ghoul dodge down, because it's kind of handy. That Abraxo Cleaner industrial grade contains ballistic fibre, by the way, so I'm always going to want to pick that up. There we go. Alright. This is where we'll find the glowing one, and let's just murder it to death. There we go. I think that's going to pop the quest. Yes, that'll pop the quest. And I can report back to Desdemona at the... I don't know why. Oh, that's a master save. I don't have master yet. Here's the striker, by the way.
Perfect.
It's like a modified Fat Man designed to shoot bowling balls. Apparently, pretty terrible. So I've been told. The Epic Nate, by the way. There's another game I might play at some point. The Epic Nate and Fudge Muppet are my go-to channels for Fallout 4 info. Both very good, both got tons and tons of content. Really good content, so there are my recommendations for anyone who's wanting to find out stuff about Fallout 4. I guess I'll continue exploring. I mean, I may as well, I'm here. I might go back at some point soon and show you how I'm going with my museum. I've talked about it a lot. I think just some meds here. Yeah, okay. I've got to the point, by the way, where I'm selling stim packs and rad away because I'm just not able to use them fast enough. I end up with a ton of them, and I find myself needing I find myself needing a heap of money for like a shipment of ballistic fibre to get my next level of the armoured clothes, for example. Oh, and I've upgraded my my Goo Maker. I'm now at the Goo Maker Mark II, which is a legendary weapon. It's 50% more damage against ghouls, which is why I'm wiping these ghouls out with very little problem at all. I've got all the same mods as the original Goo Maker. It's just that additional legendary ability. Vim Refresh. I may as well take these. The Vim machine and a Nuka-Cola machine right next to each other. I think I'm basically done here, but I've got a few minutes left. So let's talk a little about Far Harbour. When I arrived, I was met by the welcoming party and immediately roped into defending their barricade against gulpers and anglers, which we of course were able to dispatch fairly handily. There's a thing called the fog on Far Harbour, which is apparently vaguely radioactive. You can see it all here. In addition to ordinary feral ghouls, there's also these things called fog ghouls, which, as I mentioned, are basically identical to regular ferals. But this fog apparently pervades the entire island. But apparently it's, according to at least one resident, it's got worse since the children of Adam moved in. I don't know where they are. I've never been to their place. So, you know, it's... oh, there's, look, super duper mart. I've never been to where the children of Atom are, so I don't know their part in the storyline. I've got a little way behind finding Kasumi, which is the quest that brings you out here in the first place. So I've actually got up to the synth settlement up at Acadia, but I haven't really done much there. There's a lot of dialogue up there. One or two interesting like side things, but yeah, I mean, this is Far Harbour. There's a lot of it. It's a fairly large island, although it's not as large as the Commonwealth, and the scale of this map is somewhat smaller, so it takes you less time to get a certain distance than it does to get that distance in the Commonwealth. Most of what's around here is just creepy AF, so I tend not to come out here very often. So you know, there's certainly a lot of interesting content out here, but I just have never really done it. I think I've played a bit further through Nuka World. Nuka World, a lot of fun stuff out at Nuka World, but a lot of stuff that I feel like, having played through it once, I probably don't really need to go through it again. Last time I went to Nuka World, I went through pretty much the whole thing until I got to the Nuka Lurks at the bottling place, whatever it's called, and they just murdered the crap out of me. And no, they were very, very tough, and there was no way I could finish them off. So I've never really completed that. I'm going to head back to the Commonwealth, talk to the railroad, pop that quest off, and yeah, take it from there. I'm about at the point where I think I might be ready to head out to the next stage of the main quest. If you remember how far along I am, people who know the main quest line will know what I'm talking about when I say that I kind of need to prepare. But I've discovered something about this character build that may take me in a slightly different direction. I wonder if you can spot what it is. Anyway, that's it for now. Heading back to the Commonwealth, so I hope you enjoy playing Fallout 4 as much as I do. So take care, bye friends.